Hi, I'm Beverly and welcome to your 45-minute Pilates Flow class. Make sure you have your weights close by, your mat handy, and we'll get started on our mat. So we're going to turn to face the side. Legs are underneath your hips. Make sure your feet are nice and grounded through the mat, so bend your knees a little bit. Reach your arms up and overhead. Nice big inhale. Exhale, release your arms down by your sides. Again, another big inhale. Reach those arms up and overhead. You can go into a little bit more of a spinal extension, so reaching up and back, finding that length through your spine. Nice big inhale. Exhale to release. Tuck your chin. You can roll it on down. Think one vertebrae at a time. Or you can walk your hands down your thighs in a neutral spinal position. So think nice lengthened back here as you reach forward into that neutral spinal position. Or you can round and roll down one vertebrae at a time. It's up to you. Reach your hands down onto the mat, lift your hips up, and find that stretch through the back of your legs into your hamstrings. You can always bend your knees a little bit if your hamstrings and the back of your thighs are really tight. Keep lifting your hips. You can shimmy your hips just a little bit to help find a release through your low back. One more breath here. And then walk your hands out to a downward dog position. So keep your heels pressing down towards the mat. Keep the hips lifted and open up the chest. So you're just relaxing your heels down into the mat. Keep the hips nice and lifted. Focusing on your breath here. A couple more deep breaths. Last one. And now shift your weight forward. So you're going into your plank next. You can also lower down onto your knees into a half plank position. It's up to you. Find the length through the crown of your head and press away from the mat. If your wrists tend to be sensitive, you can always lower down onto your forearms for that plank position. We're just holding it here, finding the power and strength through your body as you press away from the mat for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lift your hips back up into that downward dog position. Pressing your heels back down into the mat. Keep lifting those hips up even higher. One more breath. Now step your right leg through. You're coming into a lunge position, reaching your arms overhead, keeping that knee right over your ankle. Hips are level. You're gonna step back with your right leg, switch it out, take your opposite leg forward. So now knee is over your ankle. Your back leg is pretty much straight. There can be a slight bend in the knee, and the heel is lifted, and then bring it back. So we're just gonna alternate right and left here. As you step forward, feel that connection of the rib cage coming in and together and back. You can take your time with this too. You can go a little bit slower if you're focusing more on your balance. Again, step through and lift. 4 more here. This is 4. Press. 3, 2. On the last one, stay here in the lunge. Hold it. Place your hands on your hips. Bend your back knee so your weight is centered through both of your legs. Lower down and up. So working into your lunge, keeping the chest open. Again, lower and lift. Another thing to watch for is to make sure your legs are right in line with your hips. If you take your legs out too far, that's going to cause stress on your joints. Again, lowering down and up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, hold it halfway down, little pulses. You can start to reach your arms overhead, or you can take your arms to shoulder height. It's up to you. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your back foot in, switch it out. Take your opposite leg back, hands go back onto your hips. You're lowering down and then back up. As you lower and lift, hips are nice and level and they're squared off, so you're engaging through your thighs. As you lower down and then back up. Again, lower and lift. You have 5 more here. 4, 3, 2. On this last one, lower halfway down, little pulses. Again, you can reach the arms overhead or you can take the arms to shoulder height. It's up to you. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring that back foot in. Separate your feet so your legs are just underneath your hips. Reaching your arms to shoulder height, you're lowering down and then up. So you're lowering into a squat and you lift up without completely straightening your legs. So you go into a low squat to a mid squat. So that way you're really working through your thighs. And this is also about form, making sure you can lower and lift in a squat without having any pain or discomfort in your knees. You have 8, 7, 6, keep the arches of your feet lifted. 4 more here. 3, 2, the last one, and come all the way up to a stand. So we're turning to the side now. Grab your weights. You're gonna stand over to the side edge of your mat. Next movement, you're going into a tricep kickback. So elbows are bent, bend your knees, you're in that mini squat position. Extend your leg as you extend your arms. Bring it back in and then reach overhead and lower down. So it's a press out, in, and reach overhead. You want to make sure that you're stabilizing through your hip and through your knee so that supporting leg isn't wobbling as you move through this exercise. Again, taking it out and in and lift. Keeping the chest nice and open. 4 more. 4. And reach. 3. 2. And lift. 1 more here. And reach and lower down. So now, taking your palms so they're facing towards your thighs, walk your feet towards the center of your mat. Keep your knees slightly bent, lift your arms forward, and then take them out to the side and back in. So from the side, it looks like this. You're reaching your arms out to the sides and then straight ahead. With this movement, you want to focus on pressing those shoulders down away from your ears. You're finding that length through the crown of your head here. Again, reaching forward and out. Nice big inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. And press. Again, reach and lengthen. 5 more here. Going at the same pace with both arms. That's super important. 3. And reach. Be careful that you're not swaying into that low back. 1 more each direction. And press, and then come all the way back in. So now travel down to the opposite side of your mat. Bend your knees, bend your elbows. Same thing on the other side. Here we go. Extend your arms, extend your leg, bring it back in, and then press up and overhead. Again, reach, in, extend, and lower. You want to keep the chest open so that way you're working your back muscles with this exercise, as well as your triceps, so the back of your arms, and lower. Again, reach, and press overhead. Again, lengthen, and extend, and reach. 4 more here. 3, 2 more. and lift. Last one. And reach and lower it back down. Walk towards the center of your mat again. So repeating that same arm exercise. Palms face towards your thighs. Lift forward and then out to the side in that T position. It's okay if you're a little bit lower. I care more about that engagement through your back, making sure you're not raising the shoulders up towards your ears. So pressing those shoulders down and away, working through both of your shoulders at the same rate. Using that breath. So side view, make sure you're not rocking back into your heels. Find the length through the crown of your head as you reach forward and then out to the side. 5 more in each direction. Again, reach and press. 3, 2, 1 more, and lower back down. Walk your legs out to that plie squat. Hold it here. Elbows are right in by your rib cage. You're gonna reach from one side to the other, doing a little bit of an uppercut. So you're rotating through your spine here, staying steady with your legs. You can shift your weight a little bit. You can rock through those heels. As long as this feels okay on your hips and your back and your knees. Otherwise, modification is just to take it forward and then press, alternating right and left. Otherwise, go for a little bit more of a scoop and reach here. And lift. 10. This is 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it back to center. Lower your arms down. So you're rounding your arms. Sit low through your legs and then reach up and overhead, taking your arms overhead as well. So you're gonna rotate palms down, sit nice and low, and then flip your palms, come all the way back up. Again, using your breath to help you, total body movement as we're working through our arms and our legs together. And again, reach to extend a lift and lower back down. You can always keep your arms slightly forward. So trying to keep your arms not directly out to the side, but slightly forward. That's gonna help protect your shoulders a little bit more. Again, lowering down and then reaching overhead. 8 more here. And scoop. This is 6, 5, 4 more here. Reach to lift. 3, and press. 2 more. Last one. Keep your arms overhead. Bend your knees. Little pulses with your legs. You can always press the weights together. If this is too much stress on your shoulders, you can bring the weights in through the center of your chest. Otherwise, try to reach overhead and stay here for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Feel the rib cage connect in and together. Last one, and lift all the way back up. Sit low again in that plie squat. Bicep curls. Add a little lower and lift with the thighs. Taking it down and up. Again, that chest is nice and open. Lower and lift. So you're keeping the chest open. Focus on the strength through your upper body. And now just talk nice to yourself. Try not to get discouraged with any movement. You're doing a good job and you're doing something that most people don't do, which is to pay attention to your health, take care of yourself, and have fun while you're doing it. 8 more here. 7, 6, 5, last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way back up. Place one weight down. Walk your feet in a little bit more. So you're still in a squat. Legs are slightly turned out. So you're in that in-between position. You're having some turnout. You're not exactly parallel. Hand is on your hip. Hold on to the weight. Palm faces towards you. Keep that chest open. You're gonna lower down like you're picking something off the ground. You're gonna reach overhead and then out to the side. Palm faces towards you. And again, lower, punch, and press it out. Down, up, and out. Reach and extend. Press and lengthen. Keep a slight engagement through your tummy muscles. Nothing too stressful. And reach. This is 2. And 1. And switch it out. So hold the weight in your other hand. Palm faces towards you. You're reaching your arm down, but you're not letting the shoulder roll forward. Open up the chest. Lower down, reach overhead and out. Again, lower. Again, down, press and extend. Try to keep the chest lifted. So even as you lower down, you can take a moment to look at where you're going. Check on your form with that upper body, but try not to round forward. You want to keep your chest open and press. This is 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then bring it all the way in. So now make sure you're still holding on to one weight. I'm just placing this weight out to the side so it's out of my way. Heels are together. You're finding that Pilates V position. So hold on to either end. Step your leg back, step it across slightly. We're going into a curtsy lunge. So sometimes I need to adjust, making sure that my hips are still squared off, turning out from them slightly. You're lowering down and up. So you can also make this movement a little bit smaller. You don't have to sit as low. You can also hold on to a countertop ledge to make sure that you have a stable surface so you stay balanced here. Lowering down and up. Lower and lift. So you're engaging through your thighs. 5 more here. 4, 3, chest is open. Stay low here. Pulse it down. Little presses. For 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Try to stay low. If you need to come out of this is okay. Chest is open. Bend your knees a little bit more. Hinge from your waistline. You're going to take it forward for 2 and lift it up for 2. So your legs stay solid. You're just hinging from your waist. You're not rounding through your back at all. So you're keeping that neutral spine. I like to think of it as you're pressing your tailbone and you're fanning out your backside to that back wall as you hinge forward and lift up. 5 more. You should feel this through the front of your thighs. This is 4. And press. 3. Almost there. You can do it. 2. And lift. Last one. Now bring your heels together. Find that Pilates V. You're gonna lift the weight overhead, bring your toe to your knee, and then you're gonna step out, okay? So from here, what you're gonna do is you're just gonna lift up and down. You can flex your foot. You can do this like semi-point position if you feel a little bit more stable, or you can fully point through your foot. So it's up and down. This is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring your heels together. Lift all the way back up. So find your Pilates V. Same thing now, but on the other side. Step your leg back. Step it across slightly. Find your curtsy lunge. Lower and lift. Taking it down and up. Nice big inhale and exhale. You should be feeling a sweat by now. As you lower down and up, thighs are engaged. Again, lower and lift. And press. 5 more here. 4, 3, 2. On this last one, stay low. Pulse it out. Perfect moment to wipe that sweat off your face. Gather your thoughts. Keep pulsing it out for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Try to stay low. Hinge from your hips. So think of it as you have a table right in front of you. You're lifting up and over. So your bottom is pressing back a little bit, and then you're lifting on up. Use your glutes to help you lift on up. If you're starting to feel this in your low back, don't reach as far. And really focus on trying to maintain that neutral spine. Again, lower and lift. Taking it down and up. You have 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold it here. Bring your heels in and together. Lift all the way up. Drag that toe up towards your knee, reaching overhead. Now you're going to press and extend out to the side, lengthening through your leg, bending through that supporting leg. And again, reach up and out. Nice big inhale and exhale. So this helps to work on balance, working through that single leg here. Again, lift and lower. 5 more. 4, 3, 2, last one. Bring your heels together. Stay in that plie squat. Reach it down and curl. So pulsing through the legs. You can also just hold your plie squat here and lift and lower, or you can do the double pulse. It's up to you. And lift and lower. So you're going to feel this through your hips, your glutes, and your thighs. And lower. This is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and come all the way up. Nice work. Place your weight out to the side, keeping your weights handy. Step towards the front edge of your mat. Reach your arms up and overhead again. Exhale to release your arms. You can either roll it down or walk your hands down in that neutral spinal position. It's up to you. Getting that release through your back and through your hips here. Just reaching down towards the mat. Walk your feet back into that downward dog position. Now that your legs are a little bit more warmed up, hopefully you can press your heels a little bit closer towards the mat, keeping that chest open. You can always walk your hands back if you want less stress on that upper body. It's up to you. One more breath here. And you can lower down onto your knees. So now staying on this all 4 position, going into bird dog next. So shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. Press away from the mat, extend your opposite arm and leg, and then lower back down. Switch, you got the other side, and then lower. Again, reach to extend, finding that length through your arm and your leg. Try not to overreach with the arm and the leg. That usually causes the torso to be off. So you want to think about this movement stemming from your trunk. Keep drawing belly button to spine. You have 4 more here. And 3, 2, last one, and bring it in. Now switch and hold with the opposite side. You're going to lift up an inch and down an inch, pressing away from the mat here. You have 8, 7, keeping those hips nice and level. 2 more. 2. Last one, lower all the way down. So finding that strength and connection through the mat. Reach and extend your opposite arm and leg, lifting up and down. Again, keeping those hips nice and level. Again, press and lower. This is 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and release back down. Separate your knees, sit back on your heels into child's pose to get that release through your back and your hips. One more breath here. And you can come back up. Now you can do this with or without the weight, it's up to you. Take the weight, place it behind your knee. So you're hugging onto it. You can do this in standing too by going into a mini squat, holding onto the back edge of a chair or a countertop. Press away from the mat, flex your foot so that way you're hugging onto that weight. Lift your heel up and down. So you're immediately gonna feel that connection through the back of your thigh into your hamstring. Again, lift and lower. Again, reach. And lift. This is 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, lower halfway down. Little press up an inch and down an inch. So smaller movement. Think of it as more of a pulse, but you're protecting your low back by engaging the rib cage in together. Think belly button to spine for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower back down. Now you're gonna do the same thing, but on the opposite side. So take that weight, place it behind your knee, hug onto it, you're flexing your foot, and again, press away from the mat as you lift your heel up and then back down. So you're working through your glute, you're working through that hip here. And again, reach and lower. 3 more. 3, 2, and 1. Now little pulses up, keeping your hips nice and level. Working a little bit deeper into your glute and into the back side of your leg for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower all the way back down. So now place the weight out to the side. Walk your hands out wide on the mat. We're going into our push-ups. So you can do this against the wall. Walk your feet back a few inches and lift the heels. You can also do this in half plank position, or you can tuck your toes and find that full plank position. It's up to you. You're bending your elbows out to the diagonals. Keeping the chest open. We have 10 of these ready. Here we go. This is 10, 9, 8, 7. Make sure you're not sinking into that low back at all. Halfway there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 more. And then sit back on your heels. Reach back into child's pose so that way you're finding the length through your spine here. And then you can roll it all the way back up. Bring your legs around. Take your weights. Make sure they're on either side of your mat so they're a little bit closer to your upper body towards your head. And now you can just roll down. Press your arms into the mat. Keep that chest open. You have bridges. So you're lifting your hips up and then back down. Nice big exhale. You're engaging through your glutes. You want to feel the stretch through your thighs and lower back down. Pressing firmly through your feet. Feeling that connection of the rib cage coming in together. Again, lift and lower. This is 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, hold at the top. Walk your feet in just a tiny bit. You're gonna raise up both of your heels and then lower. So just lift and lower the heels now. Keeping that chest open. If you're starting to feel this in your low back, lower the hips down. Make this movement smaller. Otherwise, lift the hips up higher so that way you're supporting your low back with your hamstrings, your glutes, and your core here. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lower the hips all the way back down. So now holding on to one weight, you're gonna reach your arm overhead. Press your shoulder down into your back, and now take your opposite leg into a tabletop position. You're lowering down and then back up. I like to place my hand across my stomach to make sure I'm initiating through my lower abdominals and press. That way you're keeping the hips nice and stable here. Again, lower and lift. Nice big inhale and exhale. 5 more here. 4, chest is nice and open. 3, 2, 1 more. And lower it all the way back down. So you can place the weight out to the side, or you can just pass it over to your opposite hand. Same thing, but on the other side. So reach up to the sky, plug your shoulder down into your back, take your opposite leg into tabletop. Nice big inhale as you lower, and then exhale as you lift. You can also do this without the weights. Again, lower and lift. Keeping the hips stable through this process. And reach. 5 more here. 4, 3, 2, last one, and then lower back down. You can place the weight out to the side, and now extend both of your legs up towards the ceiling. Find the length through your legs, flex your feet, and then point. Again, flex and point here. So you're just flexing and extending. So you feel that engagement through your thighs as you move through your feet. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Flex your feet, bend your knees, and now you're pressing your heels out an inch and in an inch. So it's a small movement. You're gonna feel your thighs engage. You're gonna feel your lower belly abs engage. If this is too much stress on your low back, put one foot down and press out and in with just one leg here. And then after you do 5, you can switch and do the opposite side. So focusing on your breath. Keeping that chest open. Reach and bring it in. 3 more. 3, 2, last one. Now hug your knees in towards your chest. You can raise your shoulder blades off the mat if you'd like, going into that single leg stretch, and then switch. Keep drawing that rib cage in and together, so you're working your core, you're working your abs here. This is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then lower all the way back down. Place your feet down on the mat, reach your arms overhead. Nice big inhale. You can walk your feet out a little bit more, or you can straighten them fully as you roll on up. Tucking your chin, rolling it on up, one vertebrae at a time, sitting up nice and tall. Nice big inhale. Exhale, curl the pelvis under. Connect that rib cage in together as you roll all the way back down. Reaching your arms back up by your ears. Again, nice big inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin, roll it on up. Now bend through your elbows, open up your chest to get a little extension in. Bring it back in, extend your arms, roll it back down one more time, curling the pelvis under, using your tummy muscles. Reach the arms back up by your ears, nice big inhale. Exhale, tuck your chin, roll it on up. Bend through the elbows, open up the chest, bring it back in, and release. Okay, so sweep your legs around. You're gonna lie down on your stomach. Take your hands and place them right underneath your shoulders for cobra. So press the tops of your feet into the mat, open up the chest, lift up about halfway, engaging the back of your thighs, glutes, back of your arms, and then lower back down. Nice exhale as you press up and then lower. Again, working your triceps to help you lift on up and then lower back down. And back down. And again, lift to reach to press on up and lower. 3 more. 3, 2, last one, and lower all the way down. Take your arms out to cactus now. Press your feet back into the mat, lift your chest up, lift your arms at the same time, and then lower down again. So you're working through your back, and you're focusing on that extension through your spine. You may have a lot, you may have a little, doesn't really matter. The most important part is that you're engaging your back and you're not overworking one side of your back more than the other. So you want to think about engaging your glutes just ever so slightly to help support your sacral area. So right where your tailbone is. Again, lift and lower back down. 5 more. This is 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stack your hands on top of each other. Rest your forehead on top. Now alternating leg lifts, reaching your right leg up and lower, and then your left. So that way you're lifting from your hip and from your glute, making sure that you're not feeling any pain or discomfort in your low back here. So if you feel a little discomfort, try not to lift your leg up as high and really focus on initiating from your glute to help lift that leg up. 8 more. This is 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2 more. And release back down. So now for a little stretch, you can lift your leg up, lift your hip up, and you can take your leg across. You can either keep your hands stacked or you can turn your head to the side as you take your arms out to a T. If this is a little bit too much of rotation through your back, you can also just bring your heel towards your bottom. You can use a yoga strap, or you can use a bathrobe towel or bathrobe tie, and you can just take your heel towards your bottom to stretch out your quad, so the front of your thigh. Otherwise, you can reach up and across. You get a little bit of both. You get that release through your hip, your back, and also through the front of your thigh into your quad. And just hold it here. 1 more breath. And then you can slowly come back to center and get that nice stretch through the front of your thigh by bringing your heel towards your bottom. Try not to force this movement. You want to make it nice and natural, so that way you're getting a nice stretch without straining your body. And release back down. Same thing on the other side. So either heel towards your bottom, or you can lift up and over. You can take your arms out to a T. So that shoulder is going to lift up. You don't want to try to press it towards the mat because you're getting this stretch through the front of your hip. And you're just breathing into it. And then you can come back to center. Bring your heel towards your bottom a little bit more, if you can, without putting any strain. So now you're getting that stretch through the front of your thigh. And release back down. Hands come right underneath your armpits. Tuck your toes. Try to press up to a plank or a half plank position. So you're gonna press all the way up. Hold it here. Lift your hips on up to that downward dog. So now you're getting this stretch through the back of your thighs. You can always walk your hands back a little bit, making sure that your legs are even. Just try to relax into it. Think of it as if someone grabbed your hips and lifted them up and back. Think about how much of a deeper stretch and what a nice release that is through the back of your thighs. One more breath here. And then you can lower back onto your knees. Take a seat on the mat, sweep your legs in front, lie down on your back for figure 4 stretch. So you're gonna cross that right leg over your left. You can lace your hands behind your thighs, so now you're getting a stretch through your hips. Keeping that chest nice and open, you should feel that release through your hips and through your glutes. You can also slowly rock your legs over to the left. That way you're getting a deeper stretch through your piriformis muscle. So it's a smaller muscle that connects to your sacrum, to your hip here. Bring it back to center. And now switch it out. So taking that left leg over, opening up through your hips. You can always take your hands behind your thigh and gently place your leg a little bit closer towards your chest. So you're gently pulling it in. And then you can slowly rotate over to the side, so over to the right. So you're opening up through your hips. And then come back to center. Uncross your legs. Take your right leg up towards the ceiling. Flex your foot so you're getting that stretch through your hamstring. You can always bend your knee if you're feeling too much pressure through the back of your knee here. You can lace your hands behind your thigh, or you can place them behind your calf, whatever feels best. And then switch it out, extending your left leg up towards the ceiling. Gently bring your leg back towards your face. You're getting the stretch through your thigh here. One more breath. And then release. Place your feet down on the mat. Reach your arms overhead. You can extend your legs or keep them bent for your roll up. Tuck your chin, roll it all the way up to a nice seated position. Sitting up nice and tall, reach forward for a little bit of a hamstring stretch. You could also hold on to the outside of your pinky toe to open up your foot and reach it forward a little bit more. And then lift all the way back up. And then you can just bring your legs together and you are all done. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day and great job. Bye.